These cubs are taken from the wild in India to be cruelly trained as dancing bears. The trainer forces the bear to dance by pulling on a rope through its nose and beating its paws in time to music. This dancing will earn the bear's owners a few rupees from passing tourists. Dancing bears are seen at all India's major tourist spots. The cameraman who took this footage risked his life to bring the plight of the bears to the world's attention. Bear dancing is illegal in India, but the government is unable to stamp out this thriving tourist attraction.
Well, with me now is John Joseph from the WSPA, which is campaigning to stop the kind of cruelty you've just seen. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning.
The problem you face there, and the Indian government faces there, is that these bears are a tourist attraction.
That's really one of the major problems. Tourism is actually one of the real reasons why this activity is continuing today. The calendars or the gypsies who own the bears make a lot more money from foreign tourists than they do from their traditional practice of dancing bears, which has been going back for many, many centuries. 16th century really it started.
Now, you had to go undercover to get these shots. How shocked were you by what you discovered?
Well, I didn't actually go undercover. I went undercover a couple of times. There were some researchers on the ground who had to spend a lot of time getting in with the calendar community. So they're very mistrustful of outsiders. They're very, very isolated from the rest of Indian society. Our two investigators had to spend a lot of time earning their trust, and then only then will they show them those scenes that you saw there, which is basically how they train, how they purchase these cubs, and how they actually exhibit them and display them for a few rupees.
The gypsies who capture and operate these bears, what happens to them if you succeed in stamping out what is in effect their livelihood?
Well, we understand that, and what we want to do is we want to try and phase out the practice of dancing bears in India over the next few years. The way we would do that is to try and find the calendars or the gypsies who own the bears an alternative means of income. We're an animal welfare society. We have no remit for human welfare, but we are working with human welfare and NGOs or organisations to try and find alternative means and legal and legitimate means of trying to get these calendars to do work which is not illegal and does not involve the cruel and barbaric practice that we saw there on the BT.
It's tourists, it's people like us who are responsible for keeping these bears dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is there any point in persuading people, or trying to persuade people, not to give money to these gypsies?
Well, one of the components of the work that we're going to be doing in India is trying to educate the tourists who go to India that the practice of dancing bears is not cultural, it's not quaint, it's something that's cruel and barbaric, and it's something that should be stopped.
All right, John.
And they should not be supporting it.
We actually have contacted the Indian High Commission about this, and their response goes something like this. We're moving to enforce the law. There is an intention from the government to bring cruelty of animals to an end, but it can't happen overnight. We welcome the report and are working with the WSPA to try to stamp out the problem. Now, if you feel strongly about this issue, you can write to the Indian High Commission at India House, Aldwych, London, WC2. That's India House, Aldwych, London, WC2, and we'll keep you informed about what happens with that story. John Joseph, thanks very much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Time is now